Hi, fourth grade. I'm here in the Grand Canyon, and look what I brought with me, my Go Math book. There's an awesome word problem that we're going to do about the Grand Canyon. Did you know the Grand Canyon is about 1 1/6 mile deep? Whoa! I'm here in the ocean now! Did you know the deepest part of the ocean is located in the Mariana Trench? It's in the Pacific Ocean. The deepest part of the ocean here is almost 6 times as deep as the deepest part of the Grand Canyon. So now I have a math problem for you. How deep is the deepest part of the ocean?
Here's the problem again. The first thing we want to do is underline the important information. So we know that the Grand Canyon is 1 1/5 mile deep. And we know that the trench in the Pacific Ocean here is almost 3 times as deep as the deepest part of the Grand Canyon. So what do we need to find? It is right here. I'm going to underline it in blue. About how deep is the deepest part of the ocean? Now I see that word about and I think I need to round. But I notice up here it says it's almost 6 times as deep. So it already has been rounded by the creator of the problem. So now we're going to move to the next step. So here you'll see Go Math already created a bar model for you and has already started it. So 1 1/6, oh, it looked like fifths on my copy over here. It's a 6. 1 1/6 is equal to the Grand Canyon according to my problem. So I'm going to write in here Grand Canyon. I'm going to run out of room, so I'm going to call it Grand. And then below you're going to see the deepest part of the ocean. So this will be the ocean. And each box here is going to be representing 1 1/6 because it's 6 times. This should remind you of when we did multiples the other day. I'm seeing 6 multiples of 1 1/6. So the number we don't know is the total of this whole box. So that is going to be known as M. So below here you'll see M is the deepest part of the ocean in miles. So then we have to create an equation. So looking at our visual, what is this equation showing us? Well, I see 6 boxes here, right? So 6, and when I multiply 6 by the original Grand Canyon, 1 1/6, then I am going to get the ocean. Oh my goodness, I didn't put an N up here. Okay, so there we have the ocean. Then I'm noticing something's not quite right here. It's kind of going to be hard for me to multiply that 6 times 6 1/6. So I'm going to write that mixed number as a fraction greater than 1. So we're still going to have 6 here, 6 times. Do you remember how to do that? I hope you do. Remember I had a little multiplication symbol there and an addition symbol there. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So now I have 7 6. 6 times 7 6. So when we multiply that, remember boys and girls, we are going to do 6 times 7. 6 times 7 is 42. And the denominator stays the same. So I have 42 sixths. Okay, when I think about 42 sixths, I now have to put it into a whole number again. Could be a mixed number, but I know that 42 and 6, ooh, that's a problem I can do. Let me divide it. I'll do it over here in this little space. So, oh, how many times does 6 go into 42? I believe that is 7. So M equals 7. So let's go back to our original problem. About how deep is the deepest part of the ocean? 7. 7 what? What have we been dealing with throughout this whole process? Let me look back here at the labels. 7 miles. Wow. I can't even run 7 miles. Oh, I can't even imagine 7 miles like that. So then now we have our problem done. So now we're going to go on to another problem.
Oh, Whoa, I'm here in the mountains. Did you know mountains are measured by how far above sea level they rise? Mount Washington here rises more than 1 1/10 miles above sea level. But Mount Everest, whoa, rises about 5 times as high as Mount Washington. About how many miles above sea level is Mount Everest than Mount Washington?
Let's read this problem and find the most important information and what we need to find. Mountains are often measured by the distance they rise above sea level. Mount Washington rises more than 1 1/10 mile above sea level. Mount Everest rises 5 times as high. About how many miles above sea level is Mount Everest? So we're trying to find Mount Everest's height. So I'm going to look at it from the perspective that we did before with the visual. So I know that Mount Washington is 1 1/10 mile. So this is Mount Washington. I'm just going to put Mount W. Then I know Mount Everest is 5 times as high. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is Mount Everest. I can't even imagine climbing Mount Everest, but people do it. 1 1/10, 1 1/10, 1 1/10, 1 1/10, and another 1 1/10. So I don't know the total here yet. That is my M. Okay, so this now turns us into a problem, which I've run out of room here, but I will write my equation first before I go to a new page. 1 1/10 needs to be multiplied by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So my first problem is I have a mixed number, so I'm going to put it into a fraction greater than 1. So now I have 5 times 10 times 1 is 10 plus 1 is 11 tenths. So now I have my new problem, 5 times 11 tenths. So I'm going to look at 5 times 11, that is 55, and my denominator stays the same. 55 tenths. Now that's hard for me to understand, so now I'm going to turn it back into a mixed number. I'm going to turn it into a mixed number now, so I have 55 divided by 10. How many 10s go into 55? That's 5, 50, and 10 will be the denominator, and 5 will be the numerator. Now, is something wrong with this number? All of you should know, and please fix that right now and pause the video. And you'll find out that it actually needed to be simplified, so we have 5 1/2 miles. So that is our answer, 5 1/2 miles.